Hey there, it's Kalisha from KalishaBlair.com, and today we're going to be making coconut almond granola. So what you're going to need for this recipe is 3 cups of rolled oats. This is just the old-fashioned type of rolled oats that you can get from any grocery store. Then to that we're going to add 1 cup of wheat germ, and we're also going to add a half a cup of shredded coconut. This is just very small pieces of coconut. You can use flake coconut if you want to, or the larger pieces of coconut, which we call coconut chips. And it doesn't matter which one you use, just make sure you use an unsweetened version, because this granola is going to have raisins in it, and it's also going to have honey in it. So we're going to add 1 cup of almonds, and these are just sliced almonds. So that's 1 cup of almonds. And then we're going to add, we're going to add 1 cup of raisins. So 1 cup of raisins. So I'm going to try to break up any clumps of raisins, so we don't get like a spoonful of raisins when we're eating our granola. So just try to break up any big clumps first before you mix everything. And then what I have in here is a half a cup of coconut oil with a half a cup of honey and a tablespoon of almond extract. You can use vanilla extract if you wanted to, but I wanted to use almond extract since I'm using almonds in the granola. And the coconut oil itself was a little bit solidified, so what I did was just put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and mix everything together so it's all blended. What you don't want to do is you don't want to take your extract, whatever extract you're using, and just measure it separately. You want to make sure you mix it in with the honey first, so that way it gets more evenly distributed. If you just pour in, a tablespoon of extract into the mixture, then it's just going to be like, it's just going to stay in one place and it's not going to get over everything. So now that we have everything added in, the last thing actually I'm going to add, I'm just going to add a little pinch of salt, because that just helps bring out the flavor of everything that we've added. So just a little pinch of salt. You don't have to add it if you want to, but it makes everything better. And I'm just going to take my spatula and just mix everything together until it's well combined. And it smells really delicious with the almond extract in there. That is what makes this granola. If you don't have raisins, you could use craisins, the dried cranberries. That would be a good substitute, or really any dried fruit. If you have small pieces of apricot that you want to cut up, or if you want to use dried pineapple or dried mango pieces, you can do that. Any sort of supple, chewy type of dried fruit, that's what you want to add in here. And depending on what kind of dried fruit you use, you may want to add it after you're done with the baking process. It just kind of depends. So once everything is well mixed, I'm going to grab my baking sheet. And this is just a Silpat mat that I'm using with the perforated baking tray that it goes with. And the baking tray is just a surface for the Silpat mat to sit on, because this is flexible. You can't just put this in the oven by itself because it's not going to be stable. So if you don't have one of these, you can just use a regular cookie sheet, and you can cover it with foil if you want to, but I like using these better because that way I don't waste a bunch of foil or parchment paper. So I'm just going to pour my mixture on the baking sheet. And our oven is set at 275. So we're going to bake this for about an hour at 275 until everything is nice and dried out and crunchy. So once we put that in the oven at 275, I'm going to come back and show you the finished product. So our granola is out of the oven, and this is what it looks like nice and crunchy. You're going to get some big pieces of granola and nice flakes. You can break up any big pieces that you want, but I like the big pieces in my granola because I like the crunchiness of it. So I'm just going to put it in a container and have it there to snack on for the rest of the week. Before you put it in a container, the only thing you want to do is make sure that it's completely cooled off. When you first take it out of the oven, if you touch it, it's still going to feel like it's soft, and you may think like, oh, it needs to be in the oven longer because it's not crunchy yet. But it's going to get crunchy as it cools off, and it's going to harden a little bit as it cools off. And this granola is not like so hard that it's going to like break your teeth in half, but it is nice and crunchy. It's slightly sweet, and I love this recipe, and I hope you try it soon one day. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.